And welcome to Theme Park Nomads, and this is Ben and Holly reporting here for Theme Park Nomads, and we are here in Krakow.
Zator.
It's probably the most mispronounced places in Europe. Here we are at Energylandia, an absolute bucket list park that we've wanted to get here for ages, for two bucket list coasters, which is right here. You'll see Hyperion. There it is, the Intamin mega coaster that's essentially just dominates the car park there, and there's the entrance, as you can see. Hyperion, which we are looking forward to getting on, but that's not going to be our first ride of the trip. Our first ride of the trip is, you can't quite see it, but it's Zadra, which is an RMC, a newly built RMC, from the ground as well. RMC. It's the first RMC. The first RMC that we're ever going to go on. So we're very excited to go on the RMC, aren't we, Holly?
Very excited.
So yeah, the moment we get in, we're just going to take an absolute beeline.
This is me going to Zadra.
Is that you, Holly? So hopefully there's, from what I've seen in other vlogs is at least, that there is actually a opening show, I think there's an opening show. So we're going to try and show you the opening show and then make that beeline towards Zadra. So here we are just outside of the Energylandia entrance. They've already got their Halloween decorations up. A very sort of depressed looking pumpkin. And obviously up there is the Energylandia signage there. And it's a pretty epic looking entrance, to be honest. And there are pumpkins everywhere as well, which I like. It's a bit early for old Halloween, but I can live with it because I'm a big fan of Halloween. I don't think it's the actual Halloween event though. I think it's the what was it? I think they called it burnt autumn or something like that. But you know, I'm just gonna go in here. Obviously, we've come here ridiculously early. I think this is where they do their little show thing later on when it opens. There we go. There's the sort of main centerpiece there. So yeah, in here is where there's a little show and all the and all there on the banisters. So if you do want to know how to get here from Western Camp, it's literally walking distance. I'd say it's probably about 15-minute walk away from the Western Camp. So it's really not that much of a walk, really. I mean, it's not as bad as, you know, the car parking from Alton Towers, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm still looking at amazement at that absolute beast over there. Look at that. I mean, oh, it's just staring at me, and I'm not going on this first either. Because as you might know, guys, like with most theme parks, you always start at the back and then work your way to the front. And this beast, Hyperion, is right at the front. It's a shame really that it's a bit of a car park coaster, so you don't really get the best of views, but just looking how big it is just magnificent enough, really. See, I love the outside of this, Holly. It's sort of like, because we're not so used to European music outside of the UK, and just hearing this just reminds me of the Eurovision.
I'm pretty sure a couple of minutes ago though, one of the songs had the word rollercoaster in it.
Really?
I don't know whether it's like just music from Poland or whether it's music.
Maybe it's just Energylandia music, I think. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Take a look at that. Not look at that yet.
How excited are you, Holly?
I'm excited. We've had such bad luck this year with trips, as everyone has. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you, obviously our friends know this, but unfortunately, like this trip was meant to be Orlando, essentially. And obviously with the thing that happened, we just couldn't go, so we've just reorganised to come here.
Well then, we reorganised it to go to a Netherlands and Germany trip. And then we were flying into Basel Airport, which is in Sweden, and then we're flying out of Eindhoven, which is in the Netherlands, and both of those countries we can't.
I don't know why I did that, sorry. I don't know why, it just, yeah, the camera just spinned around, I had no idea why I did that. But anyway, continue.
So both those countries we can't go to in the UK. So we had to cancel that trip, which we got a full refund on, apart from Holiday Park, but we'll save that ticket for next year. And rearrange the Efteling to next year.
Yeah, so...
now we're here.
Yeah. So yeah, that's... Whoa!
Did it again.
It's doing it again. Ah, it's doing it again. Okay. Hey! I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. I'm going to turn you off now. Here we go, guys. It's vlog on vlog. Sorry. Hello. Sorry. I should have mentioned before I started recording them. Yeah, this is Euro theme park, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I met these guys at Western Camp. Awesome guys. Make sure you sub and subscribe. Sub and like and all that. Yeah, we're going to be joining us for a few rides today. And now we're just waiting for the opening ceremony to happen. Oh my God, they're opening up. Okay guys, so I'm just recording from the GoPro for now, just because we're going to make a literally mad dash towards Zardra, which is at the back of the park. Okay guys, we're in! Oh, this is exciting! Oh! Jesus. Got the snail. Okie dokie, so the tunnel has been found to Zardra, and we are very, very excited. We're joined by Euro Theme Park and Mark and Johnny. It's sort of like a nice little team we managed to pick up here. I'm really excited. So this is going to be the Land of the Dragons, one of the newest areas here. Oh, I like the music. Sanitize, kids. Oh, there it is, guys. Our first RMC. And hopefully, I can take you on with a GoPro, because it's okay with a GoPro chest mount.
It doesn't look that big in person.
Does it not? No. I mean, I reckon that looks huge, Holly. I don't know.
Yeah. It looks so moody with the house as well.
So the first RMC that we're ever going to go on is strangely going to be the first one, which is, well, one of the ones which were built from the ground up, not a conversion. So, yeah, very excited for this. I don't know about the music though, I don't think it fits the theme. Nothing says spooky more than chef pieces of corn. And here we go to the Dragonland itself, and wow, this borderline looks like Fantasialand level theming. This is epic. Yeah, it does smell amazing in here. Oh, so they've still got the kind of Oktoberfest sort of theming. That's why they got the music on. There it is again. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro there, guys, but yeah, it's sort of vampires in pumpkins for some strange reason. Wow. I wasn't expecting this level of theming. This is, as I said, this is like, I feel like I've been put into like, this is something Fantasialand would build. Here we are. Hallelujah. Oh, there we go. Wear a mask, kids. And here we go. Oh, mama. So that was our first RMC, which was Zadra. So yeah, that was, right, so that was our first RMC, which is Zadra. So wow, that was pretty epic to say the least. I mean, wow. You're probably wondering how many times we managed to get on it. Not one, not two, but 4 times we've just been ridden on Zadra. We've just absolutely missioned it, and I think I couldn't do it after the 4th time. I was pretty woo. But unfortunately, guys, the way it's sort of like span out is apparently you need to get a slip from security in order to use your GoPro. So unfortunately, my first ride on to take you on there, it unfortunately won't be raw. I think I'll try and get a slip to say yes, that my GoPro, my chest mount's okay. But yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is I'll have to sort it out tomorrow, and I'll put the POVs in tomorrow. So the POV which you've most likely just seen is not of my first ride, but a few rides I've already had.
Energylandia, Energylandia, świetna zabawa przez cały dzień. Energylandia, Energylandia, to jest zabawa przez duże Z.
Feed the birds, to birds away.
That's not the word.
To birds, to birds, to birds away. But Holly, what did you think?
Insane. It was really, really good. Amazing.
It was.
Yeah. It's very re-rideable. It's not like as intense as I thought it would be, but later on.
Yeah.
I reckon that's when it's going to be intense.
I mean, that's why we were able to ride it like 4 times, like literally, which it was very quiet. We did have problems with our lockers though, because you can't just go on there with your bags. There's not really a place to put your bags in the station.
What we messed up is that we went back in the locker. So it says on it only use your locker once. So what we should have done is go back in, take it all out and get us on a new one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use the locker, make sure you only open it once.
Yeah. So hopefully by tomorrow I should be able to get my GoPro chest mount cleared. Energylandia! And as normal, you exit through the gift shop, and I can't believe it. As Lucas is modelling there is an Energylandia Monopoly.
Now this is
one of my favourite games.
over it.
Oh, look at that, Energylandia bum bag, just for Holly. You know, that's, in all fairness, that does look like it's got quite a lot of practical uses, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. I might get that because I might have had mine for years. Like Ben, shorts.
Shorts there. Energylandia Zadra merch.
It's like ceramic as well.
Ceramic mug there.
That's cool too.
Dragon.
Might be able to get that on the plane, but...
No, I won't be able to get that on the plane.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
What's
so
that,
nice.
Holly?
That's really nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Ashtray?
An ashtray. Zadra ashtray. All this is kind of stuff I think you could just get anywhere. Doesn't really impress me.
These bags are nice too.
The bags?
I don't really like drawstring bags, but they're quite nice.
Oh, Zadra bags. There you go, Zadra scarf there. Give you sicky cups there. Drinks. So I'll be the first one to admit I probably don't know a huge amount about this park, and I kind of like it. So we've just come onto this ride called Frida. I'm not too sure what the translation is, if there is one. It seems to be a roller coaster. Just going through there, there's the sort of propelled track for it. So looking forward to go on this. Oh, and there's, as you can see there, is that? Oh, hey guys, we meet again! Hello! We're going to experience Frida together, whatever it is. So that was Frida, the Vekoma family coaster. See, what I love things like that. Even though I'm an enthusiast, I have to admit there are some things I just don't research at a theme park, well, an amusement park. I mean, that was nice and smooth. That a very starched, a very big difference between that absolute monster that we've just been on there. Well, not that monster, but that Zadra we've just been on there. Sometimes it's good to sort of like have a bit of a change in preference. A nice, intense, crazy ride to this one here, which is nice and smooth. A nice, smooth Vekoma family coaster. As we've just met up with these two chaps, you two have just done the cred of shame here, I believe. How was that? We've not yet to go on it yet, so
I'd go in separate carts if I were you.
Separate carts, well, especially with a lad like me. Well, you had a bit of struggle getting in as well because you're
the long legs. It doesn't like tall people. It's designed for children.
Place your bets, guys. Do you reckon Ben of Theme Park Nomads, the chunky boy, will be able to get into the cred of shame? Shame. Oh, there it is. There's the cred of shame. So, we've just ridden on the, it's basically just like a mini mine train, and the two chaps were right, I've forgotten your names, Mark and Johnny. Yeah, Mark and Johnny said, yeah, you might struggle to get in, and they were right. It was me and Holly had to get two separate carts. You know, I still enjoyed it though, as a junior coaster. It was actually quite a lot of fun. I was pretty embarrassed going on it, really. I always feel a bit awkward going on sort of like junior creds. I don't know why, because there were no kids on there. You may notice by hearing, actually, they've got like sort of Oktoberfest music on, even though the Oktoberfest is... It's a bit weird, because you've got pumpkins and stuff, and you've got Oktoberfest music going around, so it's a bit of a mishmash of Oktoberfest, German beer, and Halloween and pumpkins. So I kind of like, we're kind of like gone in that mixture of time where it's just where they haven't quite crossed over yet. I kind of like it though. It's certainly very odd and original. I like odd and original because I'm odd and original. So as I said, aforementioned, I don't really know this park at all. I'm just kind of like wandering about, not really knowing what to do. Just ordered myself some fries, which cost me about, and a Pepsi, which cost me 15 zloty, which is probably going to be, God knows, what, like £4 in England, less than that, maybe. I don't know the I'll be a terrible chancellor of the exchange. I mean, I don't know the exchange rate, but yeah, it is cheap here in Poland. You know, hey, listen to this beer. I just really wanted to get to myself a Stein listening to this beer. Should we get a Stein? Should we get a Stein and then throw open a roller coaster? Should we get a Stein and then throw open Hyperion? I'm gonna do it. Oh, fries are here! Hey!
Fries dance.
Fries dance! If you dance like that, guys, you get fries. It's the fries dance.
I like the Energylandia.
Energylandia. I like it. As you can see there, guys, we're currently on the pedaling dragons. It's quite good. Well, it's good view of the building site, and it's good, relaxing ride.
It's really awkward place to sit.
Yeah. Right. We have to pedal. Right. Okay. I'm going to put the camera away because we need to pedal like mad. And so that was our time at the Land of Dragons. The sort of Oktoberfest Land of Dragons. I love it. It's very original Oktoberfest Dragons, and suddenly you go outside and there are pumpkins, evident Halloween pumpkins there, which nothing to do with Oktoberfest. It's just an absolute mishmash of everything. I love it. Again, why are there chef pieces of corn in with Oktoberfest music just going crazy like some weird cannibals eating pumpkins? I'm not too sure what they're trying to go for here.
Ze mną skocz, chwyć mą dłoń, poczuj to, tak naprawdę to twój świat. Z góry patrz, poczuj wiatr. Ze mną skocz, chwyć mą dłoń, poczuj to, tak naprawdę uwierz, że to twój dzień, kochaj mnie.
Parks SLC. Let's see what you got for me. Apparently, so they say, a 0-minute wait. See, I've heard good things about this SLC actually, and I like its theming. I mean, I like its red track. I'm a sucker for red. So that was our go on the Vekoma SLC, which is literally just called Mayan roller coaster. It didn't really blow me away, even though it's actually a lot more of a relaxing, smoother ride, because they've got more those vest restraints rather than ones that just dig into your shoulders, especially when you've got a rugby player's build like me. Yeah, it's all right. It was just a bit forceless. Didn't really like it. Probably the only time we're going to go on it on this trip, to be honest. So you do get to walk through a Mayan roller coaster shop. They've even got their own merch there. Mayan roller coaster. I'm not going to buy it because I don't really like the coaster itself. I think the biggest problem there was I'd just literally just come off our first RMC and I've just come off an SLC, and I'm just comparing the two. And yeah, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Anyway, so yeah, it just, when you try and compare an RMC, then an SLC, just SLC, Vekoma SLC straight after it, it's not even comparable, they're not even the same league. But yeah, I didn't really like it. That's my review. Have you got anything else to add, Holly, on the SLC?
It's very like wobbly. Like, yeah. But I don't think they're meant to do that.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's good that it's there. I mean, it's there.
Yeah, I think that's something as well, like, from what we know from our friends that aren't like enthusiasts, but they like roller coasters, they love, like the general public love rides like this.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it is what it is. Now 'tis time for us to get a little bit moist. This is one of the two major water rides which are here. This is Anaconda, this is the what you might have seen in Fort Park, this is the Shoot the Chute. From what I could see off ride, you do get very moist. Oh, okay, I don't know if you can see it there, I'll zoom in. But we're gonna I'm gonna put the camera away now because it doesn't matter if you're off ride or not, you're gonna get wet. So that was Anaconda, Energylandia's Shoot the Chute. It was all right, you know, you don't get, you know, ridiculously too wet, surprisingly, on this. It's, I actually got a little bit more wet on the first drop, which is not as steep, which was odd. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the locker system that they've got here. So what you do is, if you do have bags and stuff, you before you go on, there is a separate sort of terminal to pay for a locker, and you get assigned, you get given a barcode on a wristband there, and you put it in, and you go around the other side after you've done the ride, and you just, there we go, and it magically opens for you. It's cool. What I love about this park is they all seem to be going around on sort of mobility scooters, sort of like weird Paul Blart sort of Paul Blart Mall Cop sort of scooters everywhere. I know I've gone on about this, but I just find it so odd that we're in essentially a mixture of Oktoberfest and Halloween. Ollie, what do you think about that? The pure fact that we're in a weird sort of crossover from Oktoberfest to Halloween. So there's Oktoberfest music and sausage, and there's also pumpkins. Oktoberween. We're in Oktoberween. There we go. We'll patent that word. So now we're going to keep on form with the.
That's the entrance to.
Oh, okay. That's the entrance to Formula Rossa. No, not Formula Rossa. Formula, which is a launch coaster. But we're going to keep in tandem with the water rides, and we're going to go on speed now. A water coaster. So we've just come off speed the park's water coaster, which is themed around pirates.
But a very similar soundtrack to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, very similar soundtracks to Pirates of the Caribbean. And when you hear the name Speed, you know, things that come to your mind isn't really water or pirates. It's very oddly named. It doesn't deserve to be called Speed. It should be called I don't know, Pirates Galleon. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Captain Jack Sparrow's barrels. Just a different name. I don't like the name Speed.
What do they call it when you go overboard?
Oh, so I've just realised I've just been I've been zoomed in that entire time. Sorry, viewers. So what do you call it when?
When overboard. You know, when you go on the deck, walk the deck.
Oh, walk the plank.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what? That's a good name for that. But instead of Speed, call it Walk the Plank. Energylandia. Call me, and you can have the rights to that name.
Well, I thought of it.
Well, Holly thought of it.
I don't give you the rights.
You don't give me the rights. See, what I like here is this an actual nightmare. They put a pumpkin head on a wasp with... That's pretty scary, actually. Why? Why would you put a pumpkin on a wasp? Wasps are bad. Oh, there's a real wasp. That's a nightmare enough. But yeah, maybe this is what happens when you cross Oktoberfest with Halloween. You get pumpkin wasps. I love the evidently this is not Madagascar at all, by the way, guys. So we're in at the moment. I think this is evidently more the children's area. Very colourful stuff. It's very garish. I still don't understand why they've got a pumpkin face on a wasp, but that's just odd, man. Oh look, there's a kind of a show, I think. Oh well, no, I think she's a bit busy. There we go. Hello. Hi. So I'm not too sure what they were supposed to be. What were they supposed to be?
Snail.
Snail?
Maybe a cactus.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a little slide there, guys, if you want a cheeky bit of slidage. And there's our next port of call, which is actually Hyperion. We said we're going to leave it to the end of the day, but we just kind of walked around aimlessly. We've not really had a plan, really, today.
Well, we did one water ride, so it made sense why we were a bit wet to do a water ride.
Yeah, you know, that's our only essential plan. That's the only planning we had here. We just sort of like, well, we've done one water ride, let's do another water ride. Oh yeah, and you'll see it in the other vlog. We have actually vlogged a sort of tour and / review of the Western Camp, which is sort of, I don't think it's Energylandia's official sort of accommodation, but they work alongside with Western Camp. So it's worth staying there if you are coming. As we enter into the realm of Hyperion, you will notice there is Galaxy Kebab and Hyperion itself. And now that I'm getting up really close to it, it's looking scaringly quite bigger. Every step I get closer to it. So this is officially, I think this is the tallest roller coaster me and you have ever been on, Holly, really. So, yeah, really looking forward to get on this, even though I am a little bit, a tiny bit scared. But as they say, you know, fear and dopamine, they work alongside each other in the grey matter. Wow. So that was Hyperion, the Intermin mega coaster. Yeah, I'm actually I was actually speechless. I know I've really enjoyed a ride when I'm laughing. I'm hysterically manic laughing afterwards. Just that first drop was just insane. Even just the general rest of the layout after that second speed hump. It's not a speed hump, but you know what I mean. But it was just, my arse was hardly ever on the seat. It's like I had super farts or something. I at the moment, I'm going to get quite a lot of hate for this, guys, but I take that over the RMC, which is Zadra. It might change, obviously, because this actually had that time to warm up. We might go back on Zadra, give it a bit more review after it's warmed up. My opinion will most likely change, but at the moment, at the minute, it's currently around 2 p.m. now. This wins over Zadra. Come at me. So, sorry to disturb. So Holly, what do you think?
It was very, very good. It was incredibly intense. I was sat on the right side wing, the back.
Yeah.
So I was just looking directly down at like this whole floor basically, and it was just crazy.
Yeah. Obviously with you two still take Zadra over Hyperion, don't you?
Yeah,
it's
still loved it though. It's a brilliant ride. We've done a front and a back. It's very fast, very intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like a re-rideable ride.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you can't. I like, for example, this morning we just after and again, like we did Zadra like 4 times in a row. So I understand where you're coming from. I mean, you can't re-ride that God knows how many times, or you'll just grey out.
It was an experience. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Woo! There it goes now.
I didn't find it that rough on the back, is what a lot of people say.
Yeah, people say there's a bit of a rattle at the back.
I heard the rattle, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I kind of like a little bit of a rattle. Kind of like makes you more scared. Yes, yeah, us in England, we're not exactly blessed when it comes to, hypercoasters and tall rides. The only thing we do have is the Aerodynamics hypercoaster, which is the big one at Pleasure Beach, and that's especially depending on what train you get, depending on the weather, it's a bit of a rough ride. So riding on something this tall and as smooth as this, yeah, loved it. So we've just come off that circus coaster, the Walligator. It's probably the most shameless credit we've ever had, but this guy was awesome. Oh, there's another one. There we go. Yeah, he's telling us to go on another on another junior coaster.
The ride operator's running round now.
He runs 2 of them. There we go. Who says man can't multitask, eh? So. Yeah, that was a bit of a shameless cred, but I could get behind it. It was a lot of fun. The ride operator, he knew what was up. But now we're going to try and get some food from somewhere, just because I'm a hungry boy. So just had a lovely meal at the restaurant Scandinavia. As you may have seen, I had my meatballs, and because I was so British, and the woman says, "Do you want this as a side?" and I just said yes, and I panicked. And it was nice though. I had sort of pasta and green beans. I mean, I think maybe at least that's healthier because I need to be losing a bit of the old timber. And Holly, you had breaded pork.
It's really nice.
It was nice.
Really, really nice.
It was really nice. I tried a bit.
It looked dry, but it wasn't. It was dead juicy.
Well, people look at me, they see I'm dry, and then they get a taste of me, and they realise I'm quite moist.
Who's been tasting you, Ben?
Ew. I don't know why I said that. So it was nice to meet up with Jonathan and Mark. Lovely, gorgeous people. Nice to have a chat with them, and we went on some really shameless credits with them. We went on a Go-Gator and Caterpillar. Yeah, they're cred hunters. You got to respect them cred hunters. But now we're going to go on Formula, which is, I'm assuming, is themed around Formula 1. See, I'm a detective. So yes, on our way to Formula 1. Go on, Holly.
Najmłodszy w Polsce 15-letni kaskader oraz jedyna z 6 kobiet na świecie potrafiąca jeździć samochodem na 2 bocznych kołach.
What you get, Holly?
Julia.
Hey! Hey! Colouring book!
I zobacz, jak tworzą się filmy drifty.
So Holly's just won a colouring book. Basically, there's a little stand there where you've got to give a good TripAdvisor review, and you show them the TripAdvisor review, and you turn that and you get a little booklet. Holly got
The one I didn't want.
Well, Holly got exactly what she didn't want. I'll tell you what, we'll come back, we'll spin it again.
You do it.
We'll try and get you the Zadra one, okay? So now we are actually going to the Formula coaster, which is the only launch coaster in the park. So, oh, you know, that's pretty cool, Holly. You know, I mean, look at that. That's
Keep busy on the flight.
That'll keep you busy on the flight, yeah. So we might have some good news about a certain flight tomorrow.
Don't
we might.
jinx it.
I won't jinx it. Oh, sorry. But yeah, on our way onto Formula now. Just because we need a bit of cheeky bit of launchage, don't we? A bit of launch action, don't we, Holly? So we've just come off the Formula coaster. It was loads of fun. Really enjoyed it. I wouldn't pull it. Yeah, it's not exactly a massive thrill coaster, really, but
Like 2 years ago, would that have been their main coaster before Hyperion?
potentially. I don't know when it was built. You have to. I'm pretty sure loads of people in the comments are going to tell me, but. Yeah, it was quite a nippy launch. There was nothing really special to. You know, if you compare it to the other thrill coasters of the park, it's not really anything special, but that's something with, now that Drayton Manor has been, obviously Drayton Manor has been bought up by the Loopings Group, I reckon that would be great in Drayton Manor. Drayton Manor, or God knows where else. What else in Drayton Manor? There's Pleasurewood Hills, something like that, just to invigorate the area a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of a small footprint on it, and you know, it kind of like makes that joins that bridge between a thrill coaster and a junior coaster, really. So yeah. But now we're going on what's called the Dragon Coaster, and the KMF Dragon Coaster, which I'm assuming is a radio station.
SMS?
Pardon?
Not X.
No, it's KMF, I think.
I think you're wrong.
The KMF Dragon Coaster. Look. RMF.
You're both wrong.
RMF Dragon Coaster. Because obviously, when you think of a roller coaster, you think of dragons and radio stations. And there we go, they've managed to. There we go, dragons and roller coasters. That's the theme of the next roller coaster. So what's normal here in Poland is, with all their lagers, you can actually have an option to put syrup in it. It's a raspberry syrup which we put in ours, and I like the taste of lager, but let's all be honest, guys. We'd like our lager to taste a bit sweeter, because, be honest, we're just only pretending to like lager because we're scared of not being called out as being very manly. And this is really nice, and Holly agrees. Holly doesn't.
Sneeze.
Well,
Sorry.
she doesn't normally have the lager, does she? And then she's got syrup.
It's weird because obviously in the UK you'll get like Copperberg, something like that, wouldn't you? Like a Recordlick,
Yeah.
which is like cider with fruit already in it.
Yeah.
But here it's kind of like when you get a coffee at home and you get a little
Yeah.
vanilla.
I know.
It's actually genuinely quite nice.
Right, at that moment, I tried to press record again. I literally spilt beer all over myself. I shouldn't be allowed out the house. Let's be honest, guys. Yeah, the Dragon Coaster. It was a Vekoma family invert, I think, suspended. Whatever. I've only had a few sips of beer, and I'm forgetting my ride manufacturers.
Yeah.
But that was quite a fun little ride, that actually. Sort of like the first drop into the dragon's mouth. Was quite intense. And Holly, you really enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was fun. It's really, really good.
What do you?
What?
What do you think of the Poundland Mater from Cars? He looks. Are you okay there, buddy? I'm okay, man. So we just took a sit down to drink our lager with syrup. And we're just outside the Monster House, which is sort of like a scary walkthrough. And the music outside, I don't know if you can hear it. It's really kind of, oh, there goes Paul Blart. It's really kind of really whimsical, and it doesn't really fit. I found that a lot today. A lot of the actual music and soundscapes don't really fit towards the actual rides themselves. I'm just keeping in mind this is definitely more of an amusement park than a theme park, so that's why all the theming's a bit more sort of disjointed. But it's worth noting if you are coming here expecting magic and escapism, this isn't really a place of escapism. It's more of a place, definitely more for thrill rides and stuff. But yeah, maybe it's just the alcohol talking. So by this pumpkin, there is a little billboard advertisement for another coaster, believe it or not, for here at Energylandia, which is going to be not Aquanora, Atlantis, what is it? Oh, I forgot what it's called. Abyssus, that's it. So it's going to be called Abyssus. So we're probably going to come here next year. It's not just a new coaster, it's an entire new land. Obviously we were in Dragonland before, which were housed Zadra, the RMC we went on in the morning, and now another world. And it was going to be this year, but this is obviously due to the current climate. It's going to be another one next year. It's like basically this is like if the local government got loads of money, and that certain person had loads of money in the government just liked Rollercoaster Tycoon and just kept on building. You're right, Holly. You're right, you only had one beer.
Thank you.
You're trying to get choked out by a pumpkin. What's going on here? Shall I have words? So we just had another ride on Hyperion, and it's still my top ride of the day. Keep in mind that today has been very roller coaster heavy. I mean, it's fair to say today that we've been more roller coaster enthusiasts than theme park enthusiasts.
Well, there isn't really that much.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, we went onto this Monster House, which is their ghost train, essentially their only dark ride. And what the hell was that?
Theme tune now.
Yeah, it has the happiest theme tune ever. And so, I'm not too sure what they were going for there. There were aliens, there were sort of like two toy robot aliens, and I don't know what that was. There was no animatronics, there was no final sort of crescendo, there was no finale scene. That was so rubbish.
That was them just trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
The facade's better than the actual ride.
Yeah, that's true. The actual facade of the actual show building is actually better than the ride. But that was terrible. I don't understand how they could have got away with building that. That's rubbish. It's such a mishmash. You had aliens in there, toy. What the hell was that? And there was a scene where you just go through some old tube television. It was like a flat in the 1960s. It doesn't matter. Shut up, Monster House. You know, I just love the fact that Energylandia has its own monopoly. I mean, think about it. Considering how fast that Energylandia builds stuff, you'll need a new a generation of monopoly every 2 years. After our ride on probably the worst dark ride we've ever been on, we decided to come back into the land of the dragons and go into the Zadra shop, because it's currently drawing to the end of the day and we had our last ride to be Zadra, going on an RMC after it's warmed up, so I can compare the two, Hyperion and Zadra. See, I've jumped in with both 2 feet here, and I bought some merchandise for Zadra, so I hope this last ride will dish the gold for me. Here it is. biggest problem with this is the track's not red like the actual ride itself. But I kind of like its vintage 90s look. I bought it one size too big. It does feel good as well. There's like a what's that called, Holly? When it's basically you could feel the claws. You know what I mean? But yeah, I bought it a size too big because apparently that's fashionable these days. Thank you. Yes, the yodeling man likes it too. So yeah, I bought that, and we're just chilling out because this park is very intense. I'll give a full review of this park later when we get back to the accommodation and after I've written Zadra, but that's the best way for me to put it in the nicest possible way. It's very intense. It's like bam, 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 bam. But yeah, we're going to go on Zadra as our last ride and then a full review.
Moi drodzy, przyszła pora zakończyć ten dzień pełen atrakcji i zabawy w Energylandii. Oczywiście nie moglibyśmy go zakończyć w żaden inny sposób jak naszym pożegnalnym pokazem. Żegnalnym show, w którym wystąpią dla was wszystkie które mogliśmy zobaczyć podczas pokazów na w Hyperlandii. Wszystkie nasze jesienne postaci, zima pora dama.
Oh no, they're chasing after each other.
Oczywiście nasze pochody, czyli niesamowici artyści. Kochani, bardzo prosimy również na czas trwania pokazu podchodzić do naszych artystów.
I am very yellow. Mellow yellow. Hi, Holly. So we're back in the cabin, the sheriff's house. Look at a separate vlog because we did vlog the vlog tour and review of the Western Camp, which is right next to Energylandia. It's sort of Energylandia's accommodation, pretty much. Themed cowboy accommodation, check it out. So this is just an overview of our day today. What? What?
My little one.
Hi there. So this is just an overview today of Energylandia. Excuse me. I enjoyed myself. It was really good. I would say as a general rule of thumb, I said this to Holly before, that Energylandia is like if an amusement park went to a fancy dress party and that amusement park dressed up like a theme park. That's the best way I described it. It's just because it's almost as if they want to do theming along with their roller coasters, but they do it in a really garish way. You kind of see where I'm coming from. But the roller coasters, top notch. If you do like roller coasters, just come to this place because, as I said before, it's basically it's run by the Polish government. The government was like, okay, we need some more tourism in Krakow. So that's how so it's a really new park, opened in 2014. Yeah, 2014, and yeah, it's growing by the minute. So we've got an RMC, which is Zadra, and the Intamin mega coaster, which is Hyperion. As a general rule of thumb, it's not a place you want to go if you are looking for a theme park. If you want to be immersed, it's not the most immersive of experience. Like for example, we rode a roller coaster today, which was the RMF radio station dragon coaster. What do radio stations and dragons have in common? I don't know. They just wanted to slam a spokesperson on there. Yeah, there's quite a lot of advertisements, a lot of sponsors around the park. The music is something that really bothered me hugely. It's almost as if it was like music apart from Land of the Dragons. Actually, all the music just didn't fit like you saw, like with the House of Monsters, it was just like really royalty freestyle music on the keyboard that was quite upbeat, and it was supposed to, assumingly for our monster house, it's supposed to be spooky. And it's yeah, a lot of the music didn't really marry up that well, and problem is it's everywhere, the music, and it's just really sort of, it gets under your skin for quite a while. But
so negative.
I'm not being negative. I mean,
oh my god, I'm Ben. I came all the way to Energylandia and I'm being negative.
No, I just, if you were to, I'm just reviewing it. I'm not saying, I mean, I'm getting to the positives now. So the positives is the operations are insane, really decent operations. But I'd say we didn't wait longer for 20 minutes or even 15 minutes for a ride today, and that's on like some big league coasters as well.
But strange, that trip was on 0 all day.
Yeah,
it was so strange.
Like the park's only RMC was on 0 minutes all day.
The ride that had the biggest queue was the Super Booster.
Which
was like a flat amusement ride. Yeah,
it was a flat ride, and that had the longest queue. Maybe it's just they have different tastes here in Poland. I don't know, but yeah, it's really decent, snappy operations they've got here. What you've got to do is you've got a locker system where you pay for a locker. I've got here. You scan your barcode that's on your wrist, and you just collect it at the end. And because of that, operations are just speedy as anything, because then, you know, there's not people going to the baggage hole during the roller coaster and coming back and having a bit of a faff. So that really speeds stuff up.
One thing as a tip, if you are coming here though and you plan to use the locker system, say if you put your bag in, you start walking to the gate and then you realise you've left something in your pocket you want in your locker. If you go back to the locker, scan your wristband, you have to take it out and then get a brand new locker.
Yeah.
Because we did that. We went to put something back in our locker. So we just opened the door, put it in, then closed it. But then when we went to actually eventually get our stuff out, it had like weirdly assigned our locker to a new place. Hold it.
Yeah, please.
It had like weirdly assigned our locker to a new place. So it meant that a bit of faffing. But once we figured that out, to be honest, we just ended up buying a new wristband. It's £1.40 for a day for a wristband,
yeah.
So it's really cheap. So we had that kind of plus that we could afford to just kind of, you know, get a new one. But that's a tip. Holly's tip.
Hi, I'm Ben. So, what else is there to me to mention? Oh, my favourite coaster of the trip, what was it? Well, it was Hyperion, and I'm aware quite a lot of people are going to say, Ben, why didn't you like the RMC the most? I did like the RMC. I just preferred Hyperion. I'm a bit more of a person of airtime rather than inversions. So, this is why I enjoyed Hyperion. It was the tallest roller coaster we've ever been on, and that thing was insane. And also, you may find out from today, it's a bit of an odd way, because we're going to record our POVs tomorrow, and I'm going to put them into vlog you've seen today. So if the weather was different and wearing different cloths, that's why. That's because I didn't know you needed a security slip and get a pass to use your chest-mounted GoPro on the rides. I just didn't know that. So I'm going to get that tomorrow. We've got a second day tomorrow. I'm just going to record POV for you, just slam it in there. So that's just in case if things looking a bit weird. I've got nothing else to add.
You're going to ask me what my favourite ride is.
Oh, Holly, what's your favourite ride?
Hyperion.
It was Hyperion, like me.
I was surprised.
Yeah. Also, another thing to add, in terms of the roller coasters, I mean, without another way of me saying it, I mean, apart from Zadra and Hyperion, I feel like there was quite a lot of filler roller coasters.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. Formula, great coaster. Speed, great coaster.
Oh yeah, Speed was good.
The Dragon Ride was great. What was the Vekoma? That was really smooth. I don't think there's any filler rides.
The Mayan one.
Yeah, Mayan. I think this park in 5 years' time will be completely different. It will be a theme park. They're obviously changing it from an amusement type park to a theme park. So I think they'll get rid of most of their kind of amusement flat rides and put in a lot more theme stuff. And that's the way I can see them going. So I'd love to come back. Maybe not next year, maybe the year after.
Well, loads of people saying in the next few years it's going to be the European Cedar Point.
I can see that actually, yeah. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So yeah, that's that. We're getting really tired now, so I'm probably going to end the vlog there. So, as per usual, team, let yourself be stupid, because you're not stupid for being stupid. Bye.